It is 1 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Central time. No, I'm sorry, 2 p.m. Mountain time,
Yes.
3 p.m. Central time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Western European time, 10 p.m. Central European time, 11 p.m. Eastern European time, midnight further Eastern European time, and we are live on YouTube.
From Chelsea, London.
Exactly. So let's have a look at our chat. There are some people in here already. 8 people, and that's wonderful. So before we start talking about today's topics,
Yes.
and whatever would come to our minds, I would just like to say thank you all for being here, and God bless everyone in the chat. And as you know, if you want to support my work, you can always send a super chat. You just click the little dollar sign under your name, or you can use PayPal or Patreon, and there are links for that in the information box under this live stream. Or you can buy some merchandise. There's a link for that too. And I see we now have 13 people in here. 13, not 30. That would be great, but 13 is good too.
13.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you all. And we have been in London for a few days.
Yes, a wonderful place.
Yes.
Really.
Yes. So I'm here with Charles Keatington, by the way.
Yes.
And today we had a walk around Hyde Park.
Yes, well, pretty much around Chelsea and Kensington.
Yes.
Yes. And Hyde Park is it's huge.
Yes, it is really. We
At least for us who doesn't live in quite a big city like London.
Yes. And we had a guide. I don't think he's in here right now, but well, one of my viewers guided us around London and Hyde Park.
Yes.
And well, maybe you should start with free speech.
Free speech.
What is the situation for free speech?
Well, let me put it like this. Yesterday afternoon, I was banned once again from Facebook for 30 days.
And for how long had you been on Facebook this time since your last ban?
Perhaps 1 or 2 weeks.
1 or 2 weeks?
Yes.
So you were there for for so long. Interesting.
Yes.
I thought it was only a few days.
Perhaps it was. I don't remember. It was not a long time anyway. Well, you know, there are certain people who can't take criticism at all.
Right.
And that was what it is all about, even this time.
Are you referring to followers of the religion of special needs?
Yes, and also the neo-Marxists.
Oh yeah, they sort of have this symbiosis together.
Yes, the unholy alliance.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's very interesting.
Yes.
And we see this globally.
Oh yes, we do. We all know that people have been banned for life from entering UK.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we were surprised that we were let in.
Yes, and perhaps a little bit disappointed too, because that means that we are not quite as important.
Well, I think this channel is still small enough to fly under a radar. We'll see for how long that will go on.
Yes.
So hopefully I will be able to visit London again in a not too far future.
Yes, my plans are to stay here.
Yes. Yes. Well, hopefully none of us gets banned before that happens.
No, yeah. But now I am in London already, and if I stay here.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yes. I have to marry a local girl and.
Right, that's your plan. Right,
yes.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But there are also free speech issues in England.
Yes. Quite a lot of them, unfortunately. And that was what happened to Lauren Southern, of course.
Yes.
When she handed out a leaflet in which they claimed that Allah is gay.
Yeah.
That was the reason why she was banned.
Yeah, well, they said that she had been doing racist activities.
Yes.
To which I would say, so first of all, when did Allah become a race?
Yes, Islam is not a race; it's a
And-
totalitarian ideology.
And second of all, aren't we supposed to be pro-gay anyway these days?
Yes.
So why are we opposing if she calls someone gay?
Yes, that is very funny, and that is why the alliance between the neo-Marxists and Islam is so unholy.
Yes.
Yes, because the neo-Marxism, the Pride movement is a part of the neo-Marxist movement.
Exactly.
So they should not be upset if anyone calls a law gay.
Exactly. But for some reason they are.
Yes, and one could compare this to the exhibition in Sweden.
Yes.
You know,
Ecce-
Ecce Homo.
Yes.
Yes, where they pictured Jesus as gay.
Yes. With a lot of transgender followers or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes. And that artist
Yes.
was, well, she was not banned in any way.
No.
No.
Didn't they put it up in Uppsala Cathedral or something?
Oh, yes, they did.
Yes.
Yes.
And I mean, as a Christian, I can be offended.
Yes.
I can say that I don't like this.
Yes.
This has no place in a Christian church.
No.
But I won't go after her legally. And I won't tell people to stone her or behead her or any crazy stuff like that.
No, that's the difference. You know, what happens when a Christian gets offended?
Well, we get offended.
Yes. And then nothing.
And we pray for the person.
Yes.
For the person to turn around.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes.
By the way, can you hear us? I'll have to look a little closer at the live stream to see if anyone's complaining on sound.
Oh, yes, please do.
Let's see. No one said anything about the sound yet.
So there is a racist.
Oh, who are you thinking about now?
Alexander. Yeah.
Oh, for using the word communist. Well, oh, that's stupid.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, Sapotek 1974 says the picture is very blurry, but sound is okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. I think the picture has something to do with the connection.
Might be.
I think so. I could be wrong on this, but I think so.
Yes.
So I actually think we can't do anything about that.
No.
It is what it is.
Yes, it might be the Wi-Fi here.
Yes.
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 In this place where we are.
Yes, exactly. Where were we? Free speech?
Free speech, and we were offending people.
Yes.
Yes. And what happens when one gets offended? Well,
Yes.
nothing. Or certain people gets very, very upset and
Yes.
try to silence people.
But actually, even if you only offend the left, they might not try to kill you, but they will try to silence you in any way possible.
Yes, and not only that, they also try to make you unemployed and homeless.
Yes. So, well, there is some common ground between Islam and the left.
Yes.
Yes. In this unholy alliance, they have some common ground.
Yes.
Like how they can't handle criticism, how they get so easily offended, and actually, there is one more thing they have in common. They have this deterministic idea about the world.
Yes.
The left thinks that we are following a certain kind of development, historical Marxism or whatever you call it, and you can't really do anything about it yourself. You're a victim to forces beyond your control.
Yes, that is quite interesting.
And according to Islam, whatever happens is already decided. I know maybe some Calvinists are a little on this too, but that's complicated. So
yes.
But when it comes to the Muslims, they're really clear on this. It's inshallah.
Inshallah.
If God wants it.
Yes.
So they both have this deterministic view on the world, which makes it easier for them to, well, adopt this victimhood mentality, really.
Yes, I usually call them babies.
Yeah, exactly.
They are like exactly like babies.
Yes.
These people.
Yes. And what else have we in the UK with free speech? I mean, Lauren Southern, she's Canadian, and they won't let her come here anymore.
No, and well, Martin Sellner.
Yes, they
He,
won't let him. Or did they ban him for life?
I don't think so. He
No.
tried to get in the other day. He was planning to attend a conference here,
Right.
but they stopped him at the airport
Yes.
again.
Yeah. But they're really just shooting themselves in the foot.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But the question is, are people waking up?
Maybe. But it's so slow.
Yes. Because all this, who bears the responsibility?
Yes.
It's the voters, of course.
Well, yes. In basically,
They have put these politicians where they are.
yes. And well, people need to grow a spine.
Yes. Yes.
They can rent a spine.
Yes. Rent a spine from me. Well, Maggie's dead, so I have bought her company.
Yeah, rent a spine limited.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not okay. We have the treatment of Tommy Robinson.
Yes, Tommy Robinson, and also
Jada
Jada Franson, and what's his name?
Paul Golding.
Paul Golding, yes.
I,
They were put in prison.
yes, I think I saw something about Paul Golding being beaten up in prison.
Oh, yes, I read that too.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was all about, but
No.
But they broke his nose.
Yeah. Well, you know, when they put Tommy Robinson in prison, it really looked like they wanted to have him killed.
And probably they wanted that.
Yes. But he's a pretty tough guy, so
Yeah.
he was able to make himself respected by his enemies.
Mm. And that is the only way to do it.
Yes. And we've had, well, we start to get cases in Sweden now.
Yes.
I mean,
just some weeks ago, an older woman was charged with hate speech.
Yes.
For a comment on Facebook.
Yes. And how long is she risking to end up in jail?
I don't remember.
So this is one of the points I like to make.
Mm.
There is no Second Amendment in Sweden.
No.
There's no Second Amendment in the UK.
No.
There's no Second Amendment in Germany or in Norway or in Finland.
No.
And we don't even have a First Amendment. Freedom of speech.
No.
Because we don't have a Second Amendment to protect it.
No. Well, there is formally in the Swedish, well, it's not a constitution really, but
well, the basic laws.
Yes, no. What's the regeringsformen? I think it's translated instrument of government.
Oh yes.
Yes. Freedom of speech is protected there, but we also have this hate speech laws.
Yeah, and that law shouldn't be possible given freedom of speech.
No, because it is abuse and murder and all these things are already prohibited.
Yes.
They are not allowed.
And I mean, fine, we can ban incitement.
Yes.
Incitement to violence.
It's incitement to violence, yes.
Yes, which is interesting, because if you look at this, how many mosques do you think we could charge for incitement if we wanted to?
Well, that is a very, very important. The last thing you said, we don't want to.
No, because
we don't.
We could incite every mosque where they incite violence against Christians and Jews, or against the wrong kind of Muslims. I mean, Sunni versus Shia, Shia versus Sunni, everyone versus Ahmadiyya, and so on.
Yes, but now you're very judgmental. That is multiculturalism.
What do you mean?
Well, that is not incitement of violence. It is not hate speech. It's multiculturalism.
All right, we're there again. You know,
yes.
You know that multiculturalism is a code word for Islamization.
Oh yes, it is.
Because every time they talk about multiculturalism,
yes,
we are not debating Thai food.
No.
Or Scottish kilts.
Or we should debate Scottish kilts.
Yeah, but we're not. Or German sausage, or anything like that.
No.
It almost always has something to do with Islam.
Yes. It's, well, white guilt.
Yeah, well, basically yes. But you know, like we were told, like the Football Lads Alliance in England,
Mm.
I've looked at some of the videos,
Yes.
and I saw in a video Tommy Robinson was interviewing some people there,
Yes.
and he found a black guy,
Yeah.
and he asked him, "Why are you here? Don't you think we're a bunch of racists?" And this guy said something like, "Well, I'm against terrorism too."
Very sane guy.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, what
Yes.
they're really against is Islam.
Yes, but that is very interesting because there are a couple of refugees, real refugees,
Yes,
who think that we are mad letting these people in. They say, "Well, we have escaped, we have flown from these guys,
yes,
and you are letting them in here. We are not safe here anymore."
no. Well, you can ask the Middle Eastern Christians who live in Sweden,
Yeah.
for instance, what they think about this.
Yes, and also, well, secular culture Muslims
Yes,
who are not, well, believing
yeah,
Muslims.
they were not really practicing.
No. So should we look at the
Yeah,
comments?
I think maybe we should. There are 26 people in here, and that's good. That's pretty good. So early in the stream.
Yes.
So we're happy about that.
Yes. We could.
Let's
It's
see.
possible to
It should be.
scroll up, isn't
It
it?
should be. It's easier if you use this one.
Yes. No, use it. You are used to that one.
Okay, let's see.
Oh no, we have read Chelsea posh. Yes, it's very posh here actually.
Yes, I think you could say that.
Yes.
That's true.
I really like Chelsea.
Yes, it's a nice place.
Yes.
Laurie P says hi to everyone. Hello, Swede. Well, hi to everyone too.
Oh, that's you said something about Tommy Robinson and a bus and.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Sapotech 1974 says Tommy Robinson announced he got a double-decker bus, which he will make as a rolling studio.
Well, that's brilliant.
Yes, there was actually some pretty old guy who bought it for him. A guy, I think it was a man in his 70s
Oh.
who bought the bus for Tommy Robinson.
Oh.
So now he can go in his bus if there's something going on in some English town. He can go there.
South America is a place to watch.
Where do you? Who is saying that?
And you live kilts out it. Yeah, but I mean that we should discuss kilts. I love kilts.
Oh, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a big problem with kilts.
No, they are beautiful.
Yes.
I would like a kilt.
Oh, you want a kilt? Okay.
Yes.
We can look for one tomorrow.
With my own pattern, the Keatington pattern.
Right.
Yes.
Don't you have to belong to a recognized Scottish clan?
No.
I might be descended from the Tate clan.
Yes.
But it's a little blurry.
Yeah, like the picture.
Yes. But
yeah.
Well.
Is the interview between Tom and Lord Ashton. Did you watch that?
I haven't seen that one. I have seen Tommy Robinson. He interviewed Lord Pearson.
Oh yes.
But I haven't seen him interviewing any other lords.
No.
So we should check that out.
Yes, we have to. Oh, Syrian King is on by now.
Yeah, he says hello again, Swede. I'm still with you guys. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah.
And well, thank you for guiding us around London today. That was great.
What do you wear under your kilt? Well, nothing, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think we should. I don't think we should go there.
No.
So something related with free speech is political correctness.
Yes.
Or well, with the lack of free speech.
Yes.
And in Norway, we had this minister of the government, our justice minister, who had to go recently.
Yes.
She had to leave, Sylvie Listhaug.
Yes.
Because she posted this meme. I have spoken about it before. I guess I will have to speak about it again a few more times. But she posted this meme on Facebook with a picture of some jihadists.
Yes.
And on it she had written, "The Labour Party cares more about the rights of terrorists than about the rights for Norwegian citizens." And she had to leave. Because
but she was right.
She was absolutely right. But the Labour Party started talking about July 22nd, which is completely unrelated. She hadn't said a word about that. And why should you use this Madman's Act as a defense for not dealing with Islamic terrorism?
And to explain to those who perhaps not know.
The July 22nd is Breivik.
Yes.
Everyone in here knows that.
Anders Behring Breivik.
Yes.
Yeah, how did we manage to get into to the UK? Well, first of all, we don't have extreme views.
No, but I think I know what he means. Well, when I arrived in the UK,
yes,
there was no one checking me. I mean, I just had to
show passport.
Yes,
pass control.
And no one asked me what I was doing here. But maybe that's because I'm coming from an EEA country, a European Economic Agreement.
Yes, but on the other hand, Lawrence Southern is from the Empire.
Yes, that's interesting.
Yes.
But if they would have asked me, I would have said vacation.
Yeah, I would have said that I would go to Maggie's grave and pay my respect.
Which you did.
Yes.
I think you did it twice.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I only did that once.
Yes.
So there will be a travel video coming up in a few days. But it needs some editing, and I might record a little more tomorrow.
Yes.
But there will be a travel video from London coming up, and well, this man will be one of the narrators in the video. There will be another one too.
Yes.
So look out for that.
Political correctness is part of the system to erode free speech,
says William Marshall. Yes. I agree completely.
Yes, it is. I recall that someone said that political correctness is fascism with good manners.
Right. Well,
but I'm not sure that political correctness has good manners anymore.
No, that's true. But is it correct that Sir Winston Churchill said that the fascists of the future will call themselves anti-fascists?
No, I think that is a misattributed quotation.
Too bad.
Yes, I have read that it is misattributed. But he never said that.
But he did really say that Islam in a man is like rabies in a dog.
Yes, he did.
Some people claim that that's false.
Some people even claim that he wanted to convert to Islam.
They claim that too. Some people claim that's false. I think Snopes claimed this was false.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, you can't always trust them.
No.
Some people think you can always trust them, but you can't.
No.
But some other person went to the actual book about the Anglo-Sudanese War, I think it was, and found the exact quote. So there it is.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Yes. And we still haven't seen Darkest Hour.
No, we should watch that one.
Yes, I don't know when we will have the time though.
No.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Perhaps Netflix will have it soon.
Yeah, I suppose so. Mark Edwards says Martin Selmer is also an EU citizen. It didn't help him much. That's right. I wonder, maybe British authorities, they have some kind of list.
Yes.
So maybe they reacted to his passport.
Or can it be information stored in his passport?
Possible?
Because I think that it's possible to store information in the passports nowadays.
Yes, it's possible.
Electronically.
Yes, it's possible.
Yes.
And apparently my passport is still okay.
Yes.
We'll see for how much longer.
Yes.
Stephen Cray says, political correctness is cancer. Yes.
And I hate cancer.
Yes, that too. And yes.
Yes.
Well, I used to say that without political correctness, we wouldn't have Islam in the West.
No.
Because the politically correct neo-Marxists paved the way for Islamization.
Yes, and my hypothesis is that they share a common goal.
Yes.
And that common goal is to destroy the West.
Yes.
So, hence their unholy alliance.
Exactly. But the funny thing is, as I keep on saying, the left should study the modern history of Iran
Hmm.
and what happened there.
Well, the leftists were hanged.
Yes. Because where is the Iranian left today? They live in Los Angeles and in Stockholm.
Yes, and it's very, very peculiar. Well, I have seen um, from Stockholm Pride
Yes.
when they had banners,
Right.
lesbians for Islam.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
oh honey, well, when we have a caliphate here, what will happen to you then?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, lesbians for Islam.
Yeah. Well, I guess you know the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes, that is the ground for the base for their unholy alliance,
Yes.
of course. But
And that's also why the Nazis liked Islam,
yes,
because they both hated Jews.
yes, but they should think a step further.
Yeah, but seems like they are just unwilling to. And I think the generation that sort of have created the narrative we live in,
Hmm.
the people who we call 68ers in Sweden,
Yes,
the baby boomers, I think they say in the States, I'm not sure what they say in England,
no.
but this generation who were students around 1968, the people who occupied, well, what do you call it in Stockholm? The Students Association?
Kårhuset.
Yes,
Yes.
their building, and the people who were revolting in France, and the people who were revolting in California. I think it was in California when Ronald Reagan sent in the troops to restore peace and
Yes.
law and order.
Yes, Ronald Reagan was a good
Yes,
man.
yes, and he said go back to school or get lost, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. But this generation were able to take over the institutions in society. Parties,
And that was actually their plan.
yes. Political parties, mainstream media, even the churches, all of it.
Yes.
So they've been able to create this narrative. And I think it's very difficult for people from that generation to admit that they were all wrong and that aligning yourself with Islam is most likely a really, really bad idea, because they've been saying for decades that, well, it's all the problems in the world is because of the West, or because of the United States, or because of Israel, and so on. So they can't really get out of this corner they painted themselves into.
No, and the interesting thing is that this has never ever been a secret. The long march through institutions,
Yes.
as some Marxists called it.
Yes.
It has never been a secret.
Oops. I think we're still on here somewhere. Oh yeah,
Yes,
we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we look here?
We can have a look.
Anything on recent Syria bombing?
I don't really want to talk about the Syria bombing because I might become unpopular if I do. But I have an idea. I think the reason for the bombing is more complicated.
Yes, as some said, the President Trump is playing chess.
Yes. And I think he might be sending a signal to other countries, not necessarily to Syria. I think well, he brought North Korea to the negotiation table.
Yes.
Which no other president has been able to do.
No.
And he got Chinese to ease down on their protectionism.
Yes.
So I think he is, well, kind of showing off power or something like that.
Yes, and I read an interesting comment on that, and that is that the President of the United States is not so very powerful in the United States.
That's true.
Yes, he's more powerful in foreign policies.
Right.
And that is why many American presidents want to intervene in international politics.
Oh, because that's their way to show off.
Yes. Do we have any other comments? We could scroll up also.
Yeah, let's see.
Yes, customs does have lists on computer.
Where do you see this one?
That customs does
Oh,
have.
la resistance. Correct. Customs does have lists on computer.
I suppose that is.
So my name is still not on that list then.
Well, you have to step up your game.
Apparently, yes. So if you're watching the live stream, or if you're watching this after the live stream, make sure to share this video on social media. Share it on YouTube. No, not on YouTube.
Yes, because we will never. We don't want to be able to come back to the United Kingdom.
Well, I would like to come back to the UK.
Yes, I love the United Kingdom.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why I hate Islam.
Yes, yes. And you know what I realized when I was taking the bus from the airport into London, just by looking out the window from the bus, and I was watching these old buildings.
Yes, very beautiful.
Yes, and I realized, but the British really have something to lose. Yes. Even the Londoners, they have something to lose.
Yes.
So now they need to wake up. But as our friend Assyrian King told us, there are things going on.
Yes, but that is the problem. You don't miss it before you've lost it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem.
As the Swedes say, man saknar inte kon förrän båset är tomt.
Yeah, you don't miss the cow before the
bås. I don't know what that's called in English, but the point is that you don't miss anything before you've lost it.
No. And that's a painful experience when you get it.
Yes.
And you don't learn by other people's mistakes.
No, one learns through own mistakes.
Yes. And apparently, if too long time passes, you forget about those too.
Yes. There was once a Swedish historian, and he said that the lesson from history is that we never learn anything from history.
Which is pretty sad.
Yes.
But I think Spain is proving that point as we speak.
Yes, you mean the Islamic invasion?
Yes.
They have already had one?
Yes, and they're having another one right now.
Yes.
Although Portugal seems to be more, they don't want to cave into this.
No.
But the Spanish, for some reason.
And that's quite interesting, because is it really a question of guilt in Spain's case?
Well, Spain shouldn't have any feeling of guilt towards the Islamic world.
No, but I think they had Franco.
Yes.
But Portugal, on the other hand, or not on the other hand, but they had Salazar.
I think it was Salazar.
Yes. So if it's a question of guilt because of a fascist history, well, then Portugal should have that too.
Yes.
But they don't.
No. Because probably, well, they might be sane enough to understand that having Islam in your country is a bad idea.
Yes. So port wine is better than sherry.
Yes. How did you come to this conclusion?
Port wine is from Portugal, sherry from Jerez in Spain.
Ah, that's okay. Right. Let's see.
Soft martial law.
Where do you see that?
That's from Sterling Mystery.
USA is on soft martial law due to ongoing presidential executive orders and is under Admiralty law, not US Constitution. That's more than I.
Yeah.
Than I.
But we could comment on this one. London is a shithole. Has been for years now. The city of London is something else altogether. Yes, well, we could quote Basil Fawlty, what's his name? John Cleese.
Yes.
That London is not an English city anymore.
Yes.
And that is very sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
Yes.
And we could see that today with all the niqabs and whatever.
Yes, but interestingly enough, nothing here in Chelsea.
No, that's true.
Yes.
But
nothing in Chelsea, nothing in Kensington.
No.
But in Westminster and London.
Yes. But these areas are pretty expensive.
Yes.
And I guess that's a way to.
So you mean that you can't live here on benefits.
Something like that.
But I've read that this one, Anjem Chowdhury,
Yes.
is living pretty well off
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see.
in a council house.
La Resistance says, is London a shithole? How does it look, Mr. Swede? Well, parts of London look good.
Yes, if we are talking about Greater London,
Yes.
not just City of London.
No, because City of London is a pretty small area.
Yes, and City of London, well, it's mainly business there, isn't it?
Yes.
But, well, as we said, it's very different.
Yes.
Here in Chelsea and Kensington, oh, not so much of the multiculturalism.
No, exactly. I don't think I've seen a single hijab in this area.
No.
Maybe I saw one or two in Kensington, but I didn't see any, I haven't seen any in Chelsea.
No. No, perhaps one or two when we were walking there at Natural History Museum.
Yes.
Yes, but wasn't that on the border between Kensington and City Westminster? Because there was a mark there.
Right.
City Westminster.
Right. And I mean, yeah, it's expensive to live here. So if you want to live here, you have to make a lot of money.
Yes.
But okay, you mentioned this. What's his name? Anjem
Chowdhury.
Yes.
I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yes, but
really.
where does he live?
Here in London somewhere.
In
Right now, if I'm not misinformed, he's living in a prison.
Right.
But he had a quite big council house paid for by the taxpayers.
That's interesting too. Do you remember that a few decades ago, the idea in Sweden was that the UK was almost America, and of course they had a lot of misconceptions about America too.
Yes.
But the misconception about the UK was that Thatcher abolished the welfare state and they're all starving, or they work for £3 an hour, and so on.
And
a little like a European version of this, the narrative about America you would hear from Swedes.
Yes, but from what I have read about the welfare state in the UK,
yes,
I would say that it seems to be better than the Swedish one.
Well, better in which way?
Well, the problem is, of course, that I can't compare with these people, because when I read about the British welfare states, it is always about Muslim hate preachers.
Yes.
But they seem to be very well off. Always very well off.
Yes.
And, well, perhaps that is the case in Sweden too now, that the refugees...
You mean so-called refugees?
Yes, so-called refugees. They get quite good benefits.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes.
In a way that an Swede, an ethnic Swede, born and bred in Sweden, would never get.
No. Well, I don't think a Danish or a Norwegian immigrant would get it either.
No. So, yes, that is interesting.
Yes.
No, she didn't abolish the welfare state.
She was able to. Well, she was able to get rid of a lot of socialism.
Yes, and what she did was that she sold off quite a lot of council houses.
Yes.
To the tenants.
Right.
So they could own their own homes.
Oh, that must have infuriated the left.
Yes, it did. But not the tenants. They loved it.
Yeah. I think they have been trying to do something similar in some American cities, and the Democrats don't like it.
No, because, people who own their own homes,
yes,
who have their own salaries and so on,
they tend to be more conservative.
Yes, because they don't want to be controlled.
Right.
No, they don't want to have this state. They don't want the politicians to pick in your pockets.
Exactly. And the welfare state is really efficient as a control tool.
Oh, that is the very point with the welfare state.
Yes, because then if you don't behave, they'll tell you, we will take your money away. to get people to stand in line.
Yes. My hypothesis is that the welfare state is a tool for the benefits parties to buy votes
Yes.
and for the bureaucrats to secure their own salaries.
You know, I had a teacher in senior high, gymnasiet,
Yes.
who used to say these kind of things.
Hmm?
I don't think he would have been employed in a school in Sweden today.
No.
But he used to talk about how the Romans, when they had their elections, or was it the Greek? I think it was both of them. And they
the Romans.
well, at least the Greek. They were.
Yes, but you don't mean the Italians.
No, the Roman Empire.
Oh, did they have elections?
It's probably the Greek.
Yes,
you know these Greek city-states where you had people.
Yes, the Greek democracy.
Yeah. And he said there were people who weren't working, or their job was to go and vote.
Yes.
Yes, and they got paid for
it. That is from Greek. Yes.
Yes, and he said that before we judge this is what the parties in Sweden are doing today. They are handing out taxpayer money to other people to get them to vote for them.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
That's brilliant. A brilliant idea, really.
Yes.
If one wants to get into power in a democracy.
Yes. Well, one problem with politicians today, in general, is that we have career politicians.
Yes, as we called it in Sweden in the 90s, broilers.
Yes, broilers. People who usually never did anything else than being politicians. No. And if they had a job, it was some kind of political position.
Yes.
Yes. They never had a
secretary of a politician or something like that.
Yeah, they never had an actual real job in the private market. No. So they never had to deal with reality.
And never a real job in public sector either.
No.
Never nurses or so.
No.
But always these politics.
Yes, exactly. And so they, of course, have a different perspective on life and on society than ordinary people.
Yes. As we say in Swedish, they are maktkåta.
Yes, exactly.
How do you?
I guess you could say power hungry.
Power hungry, but what it really means is power horny.
Yes, in Norwegian that's an accepted term.
Yes,
it sounds a little more offensive in Swedish.
Yes. So,
is there something going on here? Let's see. Zapotec 1974 says there's more hijabs at Oslo Central Station than King's Cross Central Station in London. I can believe that. Have we been to King's Cross?
I've been to King's Cross. Of course, I've been to King's Cross. Have you ever read Harry Potter?
No.
No.
I haven't. I'm sorry. I missed that.
9 3/4. Does it tell you anything?
No.
You have to read Harry Potter.
Yes.
And when he went to Hogwarts, he took the train from Gate. Or what is it called at train stations?
Could be called Gate.
Well, anyway, 9 3/4.
Yes.
In King's Cross.
Right. But I could tell you that much, that you see hijabs all over central Oslo. I know that much.
Well, it's not so many in my home city yet, I think. But on the other hand, I don't very often go to areas where they might be. Well,
there is an area.
There is, of course, a lot of them in Gottsunda.
Yes, and that's not that far away from you.
No, but I never go there for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's like there are certain places in Oslo that have boycott these days.
It's quite dangerous to go there. In several cases, the bus drivers have refused to go there.
Right, you're right.
Yes.
And Sweden has had these problems for a while now. 10, 12 years, something.
Yes.
It started in France. When there were riots in France in 2005, And Swedish politicians and the Swedish mainstream media, and back then there was only mainstream media.
Yes.
Yes.
No alternative media.
Yeah.
Back then, no.
That was not a thing yet.
No.
And they all said, but France, they have horrible problems that will not happen in Sweden. Because in Sweden we are nice. We are nice people. We are kind to other people. And we make sure that everyone is well fed. So there is no reason for anyone to riot here. And then the riot started in Sweden.
But France have cheese.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help.
No, obviously not.
No. And what has happened in the last year or so, we started to see the same things going on in Oslo, with cars burning, youngsters, throwing rocks at throwing rocks at security personnel or policemen.
Yes, happening in Gothenburg too.
Yeah, and not only in Oslo, it even was even a few incidents in Trondheim, which is a relatively large city to be in Norway, but smaller than Oslo.
Yeah.
So Norway is not as far gone as Sweden, but the same things are starting to happen.
Yes. So it's no use to move to Norway then.
Well,
where should we move really?
Iceland?
Iceland, oh yes. That would be nice.
You could move to Svalbard.
Yeah. What should I do there? Do they have the internet?
Yeah, I think they do. And they don't have the VAT.
Oh.
They have a flat tax.
Oh.
10 or 12% or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, but you have to find a job there.
Yeah.
In the mine or something, or maybe at the store.
Yes. Should we scroll up and see if we have missed anything?
Let's see. Oh. Well, I can't respond to everything. It's too much, but...
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a good discussion here.
Yeah.
Can't participate in it always. San Diego.
Yeah.
And then Melbourne, Australia. Yes.
Yes. Neuronal Action says, how is Finland considered in this stream of things?
Scheme of things.
Oh, scheme of things. Yeah, I haven't heard of that many incidents in Finland when it comes to these car burnings and stuff like that.
No, but
they have
some other cases.
They have had some incidents of attempted rapes where, well, the rapist was beat up by some of the local men.
Yes.
But the big thing that's been going on in Finland has been their opinion legislation.
Yes, I was just coming to that. A case of freedom of speech, which you have talked about before.
Yes. Well, I think the big case in Finland was Sebastian Tynkkynen.
Yes.
Who belongs to the Finns party.
Yes.
And a year ago, or a little more than a year ago now,
yes,
in January, I think, 2017, he was sentenced to a fine of 300 euros for having posted pictures on social media which were, well, anti-Islamic.
Oh.
As far as I know, he didn't mention ethnicity, race, nothing like that. The only thing he did was that he said that means true things about Islam.
Yes. Well, when people call me Islamophobic,
yes,
I ask them, are you Nazismophobe? And that's not because I'm a Nazi, because I think Nazism is a left-wing ideology.
Yes.
But because one can't be phobic to a totalitarian ideology.
Exactly.
There was an interesting comment.
Let's see.
Yes. Regarding arranged marriages and so on.
Yes.
I was thinking about this leaflet from the Swedish authority, Migrationsverket, wasn't it?
Oh, the migration agency.
Yes.
You're thinking about the leaflet on if you're married to a child.
Yes, that was an interesting leaflet from an authority, wasn't it?
Yes, and that one made news all over the world, or at least all over the Western world.
Yes. Perhaps the viewers have read it already, or at least read about it.
Perhaps I have mentioned it.
Yeah, you have.
Of course I have.
Yeah, of course.
Of course I have. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the leaflet was very. They said things like, well, if you live with your underage wife, uh, you should be informed that you are not allowed to have sex with people who are under the age of 15.
No. It wasn't. They didn't write. You're not allowed to.
Did they use a weaker word there?
Yes, it's not
appropriate.
Precisely. Precisely appropriate. It's not appropriate to have sex with a minor.
Yes, which is crazy, but this is a part of the appeasement.
Yes.
Because you remember the case with this man in he lived in Nacka.
Oh yes. Oh.
I think maybe he was Iraqi. I'm not. He was Middle Eastern Muslim of some kind.
Yes.
I'm not sure if he was from Syria or Iraq or somewhere in that region.
Yes.
And he arrived in Sweden with his 3 wives.
Yes.
And Nacka municipality, which supposedly is conservatively run municipality, supposedly. Yeah, it's the pseudo-conservatives in the moderates who run that.
Yes.
And they bought 3 houses, 1 for each of his wives.
Wasn't it 3 flats?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it was.
Yes.
3 living areas.
Yes.
1 for each wife.
Yes. So he could move around. They were pretty close to each other, so that he could move around.
Yes. But now apparently he has moved.
I read about that.
Yes.
South, didn't it?
Somewhere in the south of Sweden.
Yes.
Småland, so it would be not the south.
No.
But southish.
Yes.
I don't remember which municipality it was, but apparently they were doing the same crazy stuff.
Yeah. And paid for by the taxpayers. Congratulations.
Yes. And that's the crazy thing. It's really like we are paying for our own destruction.
Yes. That is an interesting thing, because there is, or there was, I don't know whether he lives anymore, but an English historian who once said or wrote that the Western civilization is the only civilization in the history of mankind who pays the invader to invade.
Yeah, that's really crazy. So the question here is, well, there are 2 questions.
Yes.
We have the question, which country will be the first one to fall to Islam? Will it be Sweden? Will it be Germany? Will it be the UK? Will it be Canada?
Oh yeah, Canada. Trudeau is quite...
Yeah. And what was the other question? Well, the other question is, in which part of the West will actually survive? I'm holding, I think, Central Europe. What used to be the East Bloc countries. They will probably be all right. I think...
Hungary, Poland.
Yeah. Czechia, but even Austria is coming around.
Yes.
And there are interesting things going on in Italy.
Yes.
And then you have, if you look at the United States, you get a more divided picture. You have the left coast, or I mean the west coast, and you have parts...
The left coast.
Yes, and you have parts of the east coast that are run by New England liberals and stuff like that. But if you go to the mainland, and if you leave the big cities, because all the crazy people tend to live in the big cities. Yes, they like it there. Yes. But if you go out in smaller towns and in the countryside, I don't think these people will cave in. Plus, they have guns.
Yes, but is it the same thing there, like in Sweden, where all the crazy people live in the big cities, but in white areas?
I think you might be onto something here.
Yes, they never live where the refugees, the migrants live.
That's true.
They never live in multicultural areas.
Well, multiculturalism is something you do to other people.
Yes, like modernism.
Yes, right. Well, actually, yeah, I think, if you live in part of downtown Stockholm, Östermalm, which is, a posh area.
Yes.
A lot of the people who live there have money. Because you can't live there if you don't have money.
Yes, but one could say, well, that is changing now, but mm, well, a couple of decades ago, at least, Östermalm was old money,
Yes,
and now Södermalm is new money.
yes. But the thing is, and the only immigrants that they will meet
Mm,
are people working there, maybe,
mm,
or people who have assimilated
yes,
and become successful enough to move to these parts of Stockholm. So these people will, of course, not be a problem because they are assimilated.
yes,
And then the other people living there, the Swedes, can say, "Oh, but look at this guy.
yes.
We don't have a problem with him."
Oh, he's a dentist.
Yeah.
And a doctor.
Yes, of course you don't have a problem with him because he assimilated.
Yes,
Otherwise, he would have lived in one of these problem areas.
yes.
I think you think you can see the same thing in other cities in Sweden too, in Uppsala.
Oh, yes. Yes, none of these people are living in Gottsunda, for example. There was a question, if you scroll up,
Yes.
there was a question about some new social media.
Let's see.
Site. No, oh, there it is, huh?
Mark Edwards, did you guys know that there is a new social network called
Infinity SM,
launched a couple of days ago that allows free speech without the risks of losing your account like Facebook are doing? I didn't know that, but well, in case you haven't seen it in my links, because I have some social media links in the information box under this live stream.
Yes.
And one of them is my Gab link.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
that's like Twitter.
Yes, but
free speech.
Yes, I only have a few followers on Gab, but well, feel free to follow me there too.
Yes. But that's Infinity SM. That could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I need to go through all this stuff.
Yes.
I need to check out how BitChute works. I don't even have a profile there.
No.
I have an account on Minds where I upload most of my videos.
Yeah.
Let's see. Starali Mistrielsis. As a teacher, I fear saying anything negative for fear that the subject children will be hurt. Then I will not see the child for days. They return covered. Okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to say there.
I think that she's referring to snowflakes.
Oh, yeah.
They are hurt by anything.
Right.
This millennial snowflake generation.
Yes. Yeah. What happened to sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you or never harm you, I guess was the correct.
Yes.
I mean, of course, words can be hurtful, but they won't kill you. They won't break your bones.
No.
And what offends me might not offend you. Yeah. What offends you might not offend me, and so on.
Yes.
Like that British comedian, or I think he's actually Australian, but he's, well,
yes.
Yeah.
He lives in the Empire.
Yes. Well, he lives in England now, and I think he's Australian with a Welsh dad or whatever. There was something crazy with his background.
Yes.
Some Welsh guy said it made him Scottish. That's a joke.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's got this sketch where he says that, well, what offends me might not offend you. And he said, I'm very much offended by boy bands. What am I going to do? Call the police every time they show up on TV?
Yes. And he also says that if you get offended, nothing happens.
Yeah. Oh, you have seen this one?
Yes. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
No.
Well, one can go home and cry for a minute, but nothing happens.
Exactly. But one thing that I have been thinking about, and before I carry on with this line of reasoning, I'll just have a look. We actually have 30 people watching, which is good. I think we might be a little helped by streaming through Britain instead of through Norway.
Yes.
That's interesting. So thank you all for being here. And just know that without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So, well, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. And, well, making it possible for me to have a platform and to bring perspectives. And now I'm going to give you a perspective.
Yes. And, well, if anyone from MI5 or MI6 is viewing, well, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. What was it again? I was doing a too long line of reasoning in my mind, so now I forgot about it. What were we talking about?
offense.
Yes, yes. Oh, here it is. But there is one thing that is worrying me,
Mm.
which you could claim has something to do with offense.
Mhm.
And that is when people are not allowed to peacefully state their opinion. And I'm not talking about incitement now.
No.
No. But I mean, apart from that,
Yes.
yes. When you are not allowed to peacefully state your opinion,
But you should narrow it in.
well, I mean,
Because-
incitement to violence.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if I want to say all communists are idiots,
Yes, because what they charged Lauren Southern with was that her claim that Allah is gay is inciting racial hatred.
and which race did she offend?
Muhammad.
Well, last time I checked, there were Asian-looking Muslims, there were
Mm.
Middle Eastern-looking Muslims,
Mm.
there were Black African Muslims,
Yes.
there are white Muslims. Some of the Bosnian Muslims look very white.
And they are Sunni.
Yes. At the same time, you have Black Christians in Uganda, for instance,
Yes.
and so on. It's got nothing to do with race.
No.
But anyway, the point is when you can't state an opinion peacefully, you will make people angry.
Yes.
You're creating a situation where we have kind of like a boiler and tryckkokare, like a
Yes, but of course. And I often say that I suspect that Swedish politicians and the Swedish authorities actually want a civil war. Because that is what will happen eventually
yes,
because of this oppression.
yes. The question is, does Sweden have 20 years, maybe 10 years?
Not 20 years. I think that's too long. I think it will happen before that.
Yes, I've been thinking that the way things go now, it's 20 years. But then someone pointed out to me, well, if they keep on going the way they go now in the same pace, but you might get a snowball effect,
Yes.
and then maybe there's 10 years,
Yes. Or 5.
or 5, and then it could get really nasty.
Yes, it will probably.
Yeah, and I'm saying a lot of people will not be able to, well, do a rational analysis of what's really going on, and they might end up going after anyone who is darker than a Northern European or whatever. All sort of crazy stuff could happen.
Well, I think that the civil war that probably is coming
Yes.
will not be a rational war.
No.
Because there will be so many guerrillas.
Yes. And at the same time, sometimes I've been thinking that maybe it will be the Syriac Christians and people like them who will stand up against Islam when native Swedes are trying to appease them.
Hmm.
If they don't leave, they could do that too. Maybe they'll go to. No, they won't go to Canada.
No,
Maybe they'll.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
No,
maybe they will try to go to the United States.
Yes.
Or Russia. Who knows?
Yeah, Russia.
Well, I'm not having babies with anyone. I was going to say, but well, not right now at least. Right on says. Leftists can recognize 50 different types of gender, but can't distinguish between legal and illegal immigration. Yeah, that's interesting.
Only 50 genders. I thought there were more.
57 or something.
Yes.
Well, that's also a part of this crazy ideology,
Yes.
which is the clash between political correctness and Islam. They're only friends for as long as they have their mutual enemy.
Yes. Islam has only one gender.
Yes. Well, one?
Yes. Or gender. I don't like to talk about gender.
No, I don't like that word either.
No, so I talk about sexes.
Yes.
Obviously, there are only 2 sexes.
Yes, obviously.
But in Islam, only one. The men.
Oh, right.
And women, well,
they don't really count, right?
No. They are some kind of breeding slaves.
Yes.
So, Somalis in Las Vegas have assimilated.
But tend
to quietly target folks who don't endorse their narrative.
That doesn't sound like a simulation to me.
No, I don't know the situation in Las Vegas.
No, I don't know. I've been told that Somalis in Minnesota are less crazy than Somalis in Western Europe, but the explanation I've heard
Yes.
sort of supports what I'm saying.
Mm.
Because the explanation is not, you know, all these arguments about how they will assimilate because you have to get a job in the US, otherwise you'll starve,
Yes.
which isn't exactly true, by the way. You
No.
will still get some benefits, maybe not as much as you would get in for perhaps Norway or Sweden, but you will still get some.
Yes.
But there is another thing here. People are armed, and if someone does something crazy, they know they have everyone's eyes on them. So they will behave because they might be a little more worried about the reaction from the native population, or something
Yes.
like that.
Well, yes. And why should people not be armed?
Yeah, that's
Why should they not be allowed to be armed?
well,
gun control laws,
yes,
who benefit from them?
government,
Yes, and
criminals,
the criminals.
which often is the same thing, but anyway.
Yes, precisely. Uh, Criminals, there are two types of criminals, public sector and private sector.
Yeah,
Um, politicians and bureaucrats and thieves.
exactly.
But I once actually saw a film.
Yes,
I watched a film where only the police and the military had guns.
right.
It was called Schindler's List.
Yes. Oh yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Well, you know.
And what happened to those
Yes,
Jews
exactly.
who were disarmed?
And you know, if you say that we should make laws against guns, because if we ban guns, then no one will have guns, so there will be no violence. Let's, for the sake of argument, let's say that is the case.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened with the drug ban then?
Yes.
We outlawed certain kinds of drugs.
Yes.
So people don't use any other drugs than legal ones, right?
Yeah. Very sure.
Yeah. Or maybe, and in some cases, I will support bans on things, even though I think that the ban in itself will probably not work.
And what kind of ban would that be?
Well, heroin, for instance.
So you are in favor of drug bans?
In some cases. However, if you're trying to make this idea that if you just ban something, it will go away, well, usually no, it doesn't work that way.
No.
What will happen is that law-abiding citizens will give up their guns, while criminals will keep their guns.
Of course, because a criminal would never get a legal gun.
Exactly.
That the police can trace.
Exactly.
That's the only retarded people can believe that criminals will buy legal guns.
Yes. And you know, after World War II,
or the Second World War.
Yes, after Finland made peace with the Soviets.
Yes.
And the Finnish soldiers left the front and they marched back home, or however they got home, maybe they sat on a train, I don't know. A lot of these soldiers kept their arms. Officially, they weren't allowed to.
No.
They did anyway.
Yes.
And their officers were looking the other way.
Yes.
And of course, not only did these soldiers know it, so you had all these, what do you call the outhouses?
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
Well, on farms in Finland, you had these small buildings or these houses where they put their guns or their rifles or whatever it was. Of course, these people knew it. It was an official secret in Finland, and all the Soviet spies knew that too. So they knew if we try to invade again, we might be able to take Helsinki. We might be able to take over the political apparatus in the capital city. Yes. But then we have to fight every farm in the inland.
Yes.
And that's like walking right into the wasp's nest.
Yes, because they would not give up.
No. So there was no more.
Unlike Sweden, which didn't even go into the war.
No.
No.
But Sweden,
Instead, we had the transmission trains.
yes, but in Sweden, we don't talk about that.
No.
Although I write some about it in my upcoming book. Hopefully, it will be available before the Swedish election in September, but I'm not making any promises.
No.
Let's see. Lori P says Islam means submission. Yeah, that's right. And actually, you know when they say that Islam is a religion of peace, or that Islam means peace, well, then you have to ask yourself, which kind of peace?
Yes.
Because as Ronald Reagan said, we can have peace immediately if we surrender.
Yes.
Yes. But what kind of peace do you get then? It will be the peace you get in a totalitarian state.
Yes, and wasn't it John Cleese who once said that Islam is the religion of peaces?
There's a peace there, there's a peace over there.
Yes.
Didn't Bill Maher use that one too? This American comedian or whatever he is.
I can think that he did. He certainly did.
I think so. Oh, there's a PC over there. There's a P. Oh, he said religion of pieces. There's a PC there. There's a PC over there. There's a PC over there.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a wordplay.
PCs.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it was a wordplay.
Yes.
Let's see. Wildflower is here. She says, "The last Viking." Oh, I see. But yeah, it's interesting. Yes.
The last Viking I see on Styx. Well, Styx is Greek mythology.
Well, I think she refers to a YouTuber who called himself Styx Hexenhammer.
Ah, I see. But this one is interesting because that we have claimed that for years.
Let's see. Right on says Islam is in conflict with their neighbors everywhere you look on the exactly on the planet.
Yes.
You know, a video that I at least try to upload every week. I might fail some weeks, but on Wednesdays in general I upload last week in Islamic terror, and a lot of the things I report on are from the non-Western world.
Yes.
But what you can see is countries that are Islamic, you have a lot of internal conflicts where you have Sunnis going after Shias and stuff like that.
Yes.
What we also can see is you have things going on in Nigeria where Muslims are going after the Christians.
Yes.
You have conflicts in Thailand where Muslims are attacking the Buddhists.
Yes.
So yes, they are at war with their neighbors.
Yes, and isn't it so that a majority of all conflicts in the world are in a majority of all conflicts in the world, at least one part is Muslim.
I don't know. It's possible, but I haven't checked that.
I think I've read that somewhere that the Muslims are a part of a majority of the conflicts in the world.
It's possible. I don't know. But what I do know is that when Islam is a small minority, a really small one,
yes,
they will preach tolerance and coexistence, and stuff like that.
Yes.
Things that sounds nice in the ears of every tolerant Westerner. But once they start growing in numbers,
yes,
first they start making demands.
Yes.
And then the war. First, then they go over to more of a civil war situation.
Yes, and we seem to be somewhere between.
Yes.
Because demands, they have had demands for decades.
Yes.
And perhaps we soon will have this civil war.
Yes, France is on the brink.
And perhaps Sweden too.
Yes. And that's sad, but not unexpected.
No.
I mean, if you look at Islam's history, you will see that this is nothing new.
No.
This is another thing that I've been thinking about and that I point out sometimes. When we grew up in the 80s, a lot of people had this idea about Swedish communists.
Yes.
That they were going to be nice. They were not going to do any crazy stuff. There wouldn't be any gulags up in Swedish Lapland or nothing like that. And they wouldn't put reporters in jail, and they wouldn't do any of that crazy stuff that was going on in communist countries because they were nice people.
Yes.
They would do nice Swedish communism.
Yes.
And sometimes it feels like when they talk about Islam and Swedish Islam and stuff like that, so they think we're going to get nice Swedish Islam, the kind version.
Yes.
Yes. And I think, you're dead wrong. if Sweden would have had real communism,
Mm.
Soviet style,
Yes.
that's what would have happened. You would have had gulags in Lapland or
Oh, of course. I think it was some of the Counts Hamilton, the Swedish Hamiltons,
yes,
who once wrote that I don't care whether Swedish communists are nice or not, because their ideology is deplorable and despicable, and it will inevitably lead and cause oppression and death.
yes, and this the system communism means that the worst will get on top.
Yes,
Yes, Friedrich, what was his name? Friedrich Hayek wrote that once.
yes.
Let's see.
And no place in the West. No, I agree with that.
Yes. Alicia Bell says, I think they got banned. I'm not sure what she's referring to here.
Perhaps we have to scroll up to
Yes.
because there is some discussion going on.
Oh, here, I think it's this one. I no longer see Britain first on Facebook. They fought to bring awareness. Yeah, they were probably banned.
Oh, well, I think it was even worse. Their page was deleted completely.
Yes. But I mean, yeah, we before we end this live stream, we could talk a little about Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg and the things that have been going on.
Yes.
And that's kind of related to freedom of speech.
Yes.
I mean, of course, you can take the stance that a lot of people are taking that Facebook is a privately owned corporation. They do whatever they want, and sure, you could say that.
Yes.
Fine, okay.
Mm.
But still, when Mark Zuckerberg was called in to testify to Congress, oh, that was hilarious, especially when he was grilled by what's his name, Ted Cruz.
Yes.
And well, I mean, he's been banning, or his company, they have been banning people and pages left and right.
Yes.
I mean, obviously Britain first.
Yes.
But they also, I don't know if they banned them or if they shadow banned them. You had these two black women, Diamond and Silk, who were pro-Trump, and well, you know how that goes.
Yes.
And what more was it? There was a lot of this stuff.
Yes, but I think there is a problem with that argument that Facebook is a private company and hence they can do whatever they like.
Yes,
with
of
their
course
property.
there's a problem with
Yes,
it.
because Facebook is so huge, it's so dominant.
Yes.
So it is not just a private community. It's a part of our infrastructure.
Yes, it's a little like YouTube.
Yes.
I mean, there are alternatives to YouTube.
Yes, but they are so small.
Yeah, they are, and they don't have all the functions that you have on YouTube.
No.
So,
and of course, I can join VK. I have already joined VK because I get banned from Facebook every now and then.
Yes.
But I can't get in touch with very many people there.
No.
And that is the problem here. Facebook is so huge.
Yes.
It has become a part of our infrastructure.
Yes.
It's like a digital square.
Yeah. It's the square of our time.
Yes. And that is the reason why you can't say that, oh, it's a private company, they can do whatever they like, because that is not what Facebook is today.
No.
Yes, it's privately owned, but that's it.
And if I'll try to remember, Ted Cruz asked some very interesting questions.
Yes.
When Mark Zuckerberg said that, well, no, he didn't have an anti-conservative bias or something like that. And then he said, have you ever banned anything from Planned Parenthood? Have you ever banned anything from any Democratic candidate? And so on.
Yes.
I mean, you could see that he was
sweating.
Yes. That was fun.
Yes, it was hilarious.
I hope it will have some effect.
Yes, one can hope, but I don't think it will have any
I don't
effect.
think so, but you can always hope.
Yes, but have you ever met a lefty who actually changes his mind?
Well, you know what happens if a lefty changes his mind?
He becomes even more extreme.
Or he stops being a lefty.
Oh, yeah, but those are very, very rare.
Yes, it happens, but not often.
No.
But
and I don't think that will happen to Mark Zuckerberg because he makes a lot of money.
Yes.
He makes it because he is a SJW, PC,
Yeah,
snowflake.
that's crazy. I mean, he should be all free speech and all free markets, because that's what made him rich.
But that is not how he makes money today.
No. Yeah, well, okay. So the one thing Karl Marx was right about
Yes.
is self-interest. Is that the word?
Egenintresset ljuger aldrig in
Yes.
Swedish.
Yeah, self-interest never lies.
Yes.
Something like that.
I don't know how it is.
I'm not really sure. Something like that.
Yes. Yes, Facebook, Google, and YouTube are virtual monopolies. And,
Yes.
yes, they are actually, and that is a problem because they are a part of our infrastructure today.
Yes. Okay. Well, we have been on for 80 minutes now. Do you have anything you would like to bring up before we close this?
Did we have anything more on our minds?
I can't really think of anything right now.
No. No, neither can I.
Well, in that case, I'm about to close this.
Yes.
If you have any closing comments or questions, you can come with them now.
Yes.
And thank you all for hanging out with us this evening or this afternoon, depending on if you're in North America or in Europe.
Yes.
And
to all the Britons out there, London is a beautiful city, England is a beautiful country, and so is the rest of UK, so don't destroy it.
yes, exactly. So, until next time, have a nice day, and God bless.